Here we go. The Dow Jones, the stock market lost more than 1,000 points yesterday. A rebound is underway today, thankfully. The Dow Jones is up 369 points right now. So we lost 600 on Friday. We lost 1,000 yesterday. We've got a long way to go, but certainly it's good to see some bouncing back happening. And Japan's Nikkei index jumped as high as 10% overnight. So that's why a lot of folks were hopeful that maybe we'd see some rebound today, and that's exactly what's happening. So, but nonetheless, the up, the down, the roller coaster, the back, the forth, it's got us all nervous. You know, a lot of us have investments in 401ks and all that stuff.
And the economy is already tough right now. So all eyes on the stock market today. We are live with financial expert Erik Krom with Clear Creek Advisors on how we should handle this. And of course, first and foremost, I know you're going to say, don't panic.
Absolutely. You said it. Don't panic. You know, market volatility is normal. We tell our clients all the time, you got to remember that this is part of how investors have to be prepared all the time, and this is no different. So the big thing is don't change. Hopefully you had a plan in advance, and now's just time to execute, not run and do something different.
So again, the rebound continuing this morning. The Dow now up over 400 points. We're watching that live. Erik, so it's different philosophy, though, if somebody's on the verge of retiring versus someone who maybe, you know, is 20 years away from retiring, right? I mean, if you're like me, you know, I got decades here, so I can ride the wave. But if you're retiring in the next couple of months, you might want to think about how you kind of plan for this, right?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have to think about different stages of your life and how you might want to plan differently. But the main thing, again, is it shouldn't be happening now, right? If it is happening now, then you're kind of behind the 8 ball a little bit. Yeah. You shouldn't be rethinking that in this market. You've got to know where you're headed, what your plan is, and what you were going to do ahead of this so that when volatility happens, frankly, you can see it for what it is. For us, we look at it as an opportunity, and again, something that's totally normal.
Well, we are 14 weeks away from the presidential election. Hard to believe it'll be here soon. And we always know with an election year, there's definitely some uncertainty as well. Can we expect more of that leading up to the presidential election?
Yeah, you know, I think from a behavioral standpoint, you could probably expect there's going to be continued volatility just because so many people are anxious. And obviously, this is a big, important election for the country. But, you know, from an investment perspective, unfortunately, there's no data in the past that helps you figure out what markets are going to do. Sometimes they do really well. Sometimes they pull back. So, again, you just got to be prepared either way. Make sure that regardless of what happens, you do the right thing and do what you were planning on doing from the get-go.
Well, and you talk about, you know, you should have made plans a while ago, depending on where you are, but a lot of that is done for us, and that's the good thing. I mean, I know in my 401k, for example, I have these target funds, and so they target a year when I'm expecting to retire, and doesn't that automatically sort of adjust the risk based on how close we are to that target date?
Yeah, it does. You know, everybody, I think the big thing is distributions, right? Time is one thing, but more importantly, it's when are you going to start withdrawing money from your account? That's really what you have to be prepared for. And as you're seeing this year, I mean, the market's still up for the year. So even though it seems like it's a really tenuous time, you know, it doesn't always go in a full year cycle. But at the end of the day, what you really don't want to do is you don't want to withdraw funds from investments that are down, especially down significantly. So to your point, whatever timeline you're on, whatever time horizon is important for you, you've got to be making some adjustments as you get a little bit closer to retirement for sure.
All right, a lot of good, important information for us this morning. Erik Krom, thank you for joining us, the president of Clear Creek Advisors. Advisors, always the way to go if you need some help.
And he's so calm, cool, and collected.
Unlike the rest of us.
I'm like pulling my hair out over here, and he's like,
what is happening?
Just stay the course.